So yeah. So tell us a bit about kind of where the business is right now and where you want to go next and what you think the bottleneck is.
Yeah. Okay. So, right. So yeah, we started with Justin about 6 weeks ago now. So got all our systems in place. Everything's up and running now. Certainly in the past few weeks, it's definitely picked up. So sort of keeping the faith in the system definitely works for us. In terms of bottlenecks issues,
it's just getting people on the phone is our biggest issue. I've literally just wrote then, I think we need to do a spreadsheet of making sure that I write down who I want to head on the phone.
Yeah.
I've got them.
Goes back to again, like, give me numbers first, right? Because again, you said there's an issue, but out of 60 applications, you said you had maybe 30 phone calls.
Yeah.
50%, it's not that bad. So it might not, its uncertainty makes you think there's a problem.
Yeah, I think for me, I need to just jot it down as well, like I say, like make my
So
spreadsheet.
let's look at, it'll help, sorry, Mike.
What's your name, sorry?
Kimberly.
Kimberly. So I used to use spreadsheets, and I use something called Trello. And using Zapier, I take the lead, it goes straight into Trello, and then I've got a journey, and then when they're at different stages, I just move into a different list, and that's really helped me track all my clients.
Okay.
Do you create a new card for every lead then? And then you just
So
move the
I've
card to
got
the next?
different boards for different programs that I'm feeding, and each list has, different segment for the stage that they're at.
So guys, you have all this inside your program. No. Oh no, wait, you're not on the FPV Ministry program yet, are you? Or are you? The 12 month?
No, that's what we
Right, so on that you'll have all access to the lead track, the spreadsheet that you use. It's all there for you, by the way. So any system or anything we use, we give to you, essentially. So what will help is, I think, is looking at where you want to go next, first of all, and then seeing what the bottleneck is. Otherwise, again, you start looking at things that maybe aren't even broken, that you think need to be fixed. So what's the next? Okay, so lead generation is somewhat dialed in for you guys now. You've got an amazing 100% back-end conversion rate so far. So what's like, I don't know, 3 to 6 months in the timeline for you? Where do you need to go next?
We want to get to the point where we're fully booked, to then having to then get the premises where we can start looking at people doing sessions for us.
Okay, so it's getting the cash flow to...
Yes, yeah.
And when, okay, so have you estimated then how much your setup costs and operational costs might be for such a place?
No.
So in that case, you're not going to know how much you need to save up. So you want to start with, again, okay, what is the place you think minimum you'd like to move into? And get some estimates, right? Like, so what is it going to cost? If I want to save up for my sports car, I'm going to need to know kind of what it costs, right? Otherwise, I'll never know if I've got there or not. So have a look, estimate it out. What are the setup costs going to be? What are the operating costs month to month going to be? And then you can factor that into your goals then. So if you know it's going to be, okay, $5,000 to set it up, and we need 2,000 a month after that, and you probably want 3 months of operation to go. So you might want to do 5, say 10, 11 grand. When we have 11 grand, then we're ready to move into the new place. We can set it up, and we have cash flow for a couple of months to run it, operating cash flow. So then you have a number, right? And then you can factor that into your timeline, and you will want to make a bit of profit for the company after you pay yourself, pay your OPEX, pay your tax, pay a bit of profit, but you also want a bit of a profit surplus, which will go into what we call a scaling fund. So if it's 10K and you want to achieve this goal within a year, let's say, then you want to be putting aside £1,000 a month additional to your little bit of profit. So when a year goes by, you then accumulated it and you've actually factored it into your long-term plans, and that way you don't need to rely on outside investment or debts or anything like that. So then you now have accurate growth targets to aim for. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So what will be the things then, what are the ways you think you're likely to fuck this up? if you're honest. What are your common sabotage patterns?
Could just be.
You don't need to look at each other, you can look at yourselves. You'll both have different ways of fucking it up, believe me.
I think it's, for me, it's probably over analysing everything. That's my downfall, is trying to see problems probably not already there.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to avoid it. That's my issue.
Just in a way then. So again, take that weakness and turn it into a strength by saying, okay, I like to find problems, right? So all you gotta do is refine that and say, well, I need to know which of the problems I should be looking for. And then do all your over-analysing on those. If you over-analyse your cash flow, that would be a great thing.
Yeah.
No one tends to over-analyse their cash flow. Have you noticed? Like, no one over-analyses their profit margins. You know, so be aware of the things that should be looked like those, again, growth targets, cash flow actuals. Over-analyse to death those things. That would be great.
Very much like that, Anna, with invoices and stuff like that, getting all the money down.
Yeah. But again, it's going back to thresholds and having KPIs to know if something's working or not. So like, again, making sure that whatever it's good to have those KPIs like Michael asked earlier, because otherwise, again, you're looking for things to fix that aren't really a problem. Like you were saying, we had a call the other day, and you were about like, we need to increase the sales conversion on the phone. I was like, well, how many are you closing? It works out 70% you're closing. I was like, you're doing fine. Don't worry about that. But we sometimes think, we just feel we're not doing enough because we only remember what went wrong and not how much we actually did make. Or we're looking at other people's standards and saying, well, that guy is doing 90%. Well, fuck that guy. It doesn't matter. It's your business. Is 70% good for you? Yes. Okay, well, leave it, move on. Go and fix something else. So it's you've just got to have benchmarks and what's good and what's not good as a number for everything. Otherwise, you're just going on feelings. And feelings don't really matter that much in this kind of thing.
I think for me, focusing on one thing, rather than sort of, catch send me something else, and I'm like, oh, what about this, or about that, or about, and it's can be so far away from where we then started, sort of thing. So I think it's need to just.
Where have you felt your focus being led astray?
Yeah.
Where, like, what have you been thinking about?
Just pointless, maybe pointless add-ons to, nutrition plans that are fine, pointless maybe product add-ons, things like that.
Good. So here's an exercise you can all do, right? This is a really valid point, because there's so many tactics and strategies, and some of them are really good. And what you remember is, like, first of all, want you guys all write down right now, like, what you think is the key value proposition for your company. What is the one, and you do lots of things, but what is the one thing above all else that is the real selling point to customers, right? So if I looked at like FBB, we'd say we give the highest quality one-on-one business mentoring at the lowest affordable price on the market, which we do, because it's like, what, $360 a month program, you get like one-on-one mentoring twice a month on all these events, right? Because no one else has been able to factor in and make a profit like we do, okay? So that is like high value mentoring at a really effective price. At gyms, it might be like, like fun exercise and getting fast results. What is like one thing that you think is the real linchpin of what you do? And if you stop getting that result, everyone would leave, right?
Prove confidence, make sustainable changes.
But I'm getting more tangible, and like exactly like what are you actually giving to do that? Like I could say, freedom business, but no, we do that through mentoring. Like what is the, so like again down like an Evolve Fitness, I think one of the reasons its momentum is so fast down there is we only absolutely focus on the workouts. We don't even bother giving diet advice to people. We kind of do, but we don't like. And I'm not saying this is what we're doing, because in the Transform Hub it's different. We do focus more on nutrition and everything else. But in Evolve, the culture down there is just short, fast, effective 45-minute workouts. Because it's for busy professionals. So yeah, we'll give them like a nutrition plan or whatever, but we don't even emphasize that. We don't actually focus on, to the point where a lot of you guys might walk in and say, you guys don't focus on nutrition enough. And maybe we don't. But because that's not what we're trying to compete on. For that gym, it is short, fast, effective, fun workouts. And we have just disregarded everything else, right? We're back to like McDonald's without the shakes and the fries, just give a burger. And since we've focused on that, because the industry's, we like to zig when everyone else zags. And since the industry has become more about, you get the nutrition and the mindset and the community and all this, and I do that in some of my businesses too, right? Where that's not, where that is different when we're competing with regular gyms. But in some communities where everyone's doing that now, we're going back, I think cyclical, right? We've just gone right back again to like, no, forget all mindset, nutrition, let's just go and pound you in the gym and get a fucking good workout in. We've gone back to that. And it works for that culture in that ecosystem for whatever reason, and it's we get like 200 people every 6-week challenge blowing through the fucking roof. It's crazy, right? So think about it, guys. Like, what's the one thing, like a hot knife through butter, that you really stand for? When you can, and the thing is, what can you do better than anybody else in your town, hands down, or in your industry? Like me, and you got to preach for yourself. I believe business mentoring, one-to-one. Put me in a room with anyone, I'll give the best service in the world, right? I just believe that until I'm proven wrong. I could be wrong, but I have to believe it. I have to believe it's right.
Yeah.
For me to have the conviction, I have to tell myself that. A frame other than that doesn't serve me. So I'm like, put me in a room with Bedros Keuilian, Chris McCoon, Sam Bakhtiar. I love I respect all these guys. But one-on-one business coaching, I'll rip the fuck into any of them, and I'll get a better result for a client one-on-one. Hands down, I believe that. I could be wrong, but I believe that, right? So for us, like, that is the core of our business. That's why I still sit in this chair and do the calls, because I'm not looking to outsource myself from that anytime soon, because this is where our business is picking up momentum right now. So what is it for you guys, that one red hot core thing? And then think about what are the 2 to 3 key activities that your business does to produce that.
Ours is definitely health, confidence and fitness. The amount of people that have...
But that's not a value prop. It's like, okay, what part of your service is really what gives that the most?
In the sessions.
Sessions, okay. And is it because they're large sessions, because they're small sessions? Does that not make a difference?
It's a small,
Do you think it's because it's small sessions?
Yeah.
Sort of
Private training?
Because we get members that interact with each other, become friends, and then they tend to do stuff out of the sessions as well together.
Yeah.
Like barbecue.
So it's small, private, community and results, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what you go all in on for now, right? And so if anyone's like, oh, maybe you should try a boot camp, or you just go, no, this is what we do.
Yeah.
This. And so the key activities then are going to be delivering world-class private sessions like that, creating an amazing community.
We get amazing feedback from it.
Right.
Amazing.
So like if that's the 2 things, like to deliver that service, like delivering epic community as in like holding regular social events and could be social events, could be the kind of in-between sessions check-in system you guys have.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And then the workouts themselves, well, like that's the 3 key activities. So if you ever get distracted, you print this out, put it on your wall, and like if anything needs focus in the business, it's those 3 things, ultimately. And where are we slipping on that?
Yeah. I think, like I said before, I think we were really shocked, like when we got someone thought we were selling fat burners, which we were not, and literally just being really, really like mean about the business. The amount of our members that literally jumped on the post just to kind of back up, they were really, really boasted about how we'd literally changed their lives, and that we were shocked to see that. We were shocked to see it because we didn't realise that how much they thought of us, and it was shocking to see. It was brilliant, weren't it?
So that's it, that key unique selling point, and then what are the 3 activities that force that to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Like this Netflix, it's like Netflix's thing is going to be like giving you like, entertainment, escapism with plenty of choice, the most variety or something, right? I don't know what their thing is. So then their thing is going to be like put a load of money, make Netflix original content, analyze data, and they just focus on that, right? So, yeah, if you ever get lost, just always take your focus back and go, because that's a lot of thing business owners do, right? We get momentum in the beginning by focusing consciously or unconsciously on doing one thing really, really epically well when it is our job. When we do that thing so well, it draws momentum to us, and then we get money, and then we get lots of people, and then we get ideas, and then we get feedback, and we get options, and that's when we start thinking of all the opportunities we're missing out on now. Well, I've got a list over here, I could sell them something else, or I've got these people who are asking, you know, 3 people have asked if we can do supplements, so I'm thinking of doing a supplement range now. There's like 3 people asked for it. Right, that's a great reason to start a fucking business, right? You know, and we get distracted, and then you actually pull away from the core focus that drove everyone to you in the first place. And then that core customer base start losing interest in you because you lost interest in them. And we get caught in this cycle. We think it's the marketing or the business model or it's the mentor or it's. And a lot of the time, you just forgot what got you. You lost your roots and forgot what got you here in the first place. Because you then try and cash out and make all the money, and you just go right back to like that one thing again. That's powerful then. And resist the urge, and you can branch out later when you have resources and assets and cash flow to do that. But in the meantime, like until you've made 100 sales, don't focus on anything. Until you've made 100 sales, you haven't even validated your product yet. Until you get 100 clients, you know, you haven't even got a validated product, never mind a validated business yet. You know, so yeah, always focus on that, I would say. And then inside the mentorship, you'll get like next steps and everything along there as well. Any questions? That's, you feel okay with that, yeah?
I don't know who told me this, but it always sticks in my head when I start thinking about shiny objects, and it's the idea is bunny is your enemy. Just remember that. Just bring it back in.
Kick that bunny. Fucking face.
Because once you start getting in flow, it's crazy the number of ideas for other things that you start to get. What we did that, what we did that, what we did that. You just got to go back in.
Yeah.
I think what made us start was I didn't see potential. This was not what I was going to do at all. And then one of the guys at the gym like pushed me into it, and that's what we kind of, because as Man and Adam's journey, that seems to what makes people levitate to us. And that seems to work. Even still now, we started doing online like 2 years ago, not knowing what we were doing. We still think that's what gets people to come to us, is knowing our past.
Yeah.
And people really.
So now you know this key USP, right? And you gotta make sure then, are you communicating that in all your communications to the market? Is that what they say they're hearing from you? We deliver this. And it's got to be in your email signatures, your business cards, you know, wherever you meet people, wherever you talk to people, like you need to be expressing that. And it reminds you just as much as them. Cool. Oh, where'd Gary go to? Oh, there he is. I thought you were still up there. You want to go next, Gary? Pretty busy there. He's probably buying up 5 gyms right now or something. So yeah, what's next? You know, how's it going for you? What's next? And what would you like help on right now?
I think there's an opportunity around the corner. I alluded to it earlier. There's an opportunity at the gym closing down. I think I mentioned it to you the other week. Actually, a gym wanted to sell, but they want 25 grand or whatever, and for essentially nothing, because they've got 12 months left on the lease of the facility that they've got. They haven't really got any members on any long-term contracts, and they've got some shit on them. So I was like, what, you want 25 grand for some equipment because you haven't got the members?